Even Jesus can't turn sewage into wine. Hey, I am Chuck the bureaucrat, and many years ago, back before I took my company command, I sat down with my pastor and I asked him, what is it about leadership that I need to know that I don't know? And he told me something that has stuck with me for 25 years. In fact, I've found that it has been applicable in more situations than even he would have expected. He said, imagine you have a barrel of sewage and you pour 1 spoonful of wine into it. What do you got? Well, it's still a barrel of sewage. Now, imagine you have a barrel of wine and you pour 1 spoonful of sewage into it. Now what do you got? Well, you got a barrel of sewage. No matter how much goodness there is, the smallest foulness ruins everything. It is a dangerous fallacy to think that you can good your way out of a little bad. For a brand new company commander, it can be intoxicating to think of all the good things you can do. But that pales in comparison to the small bad things you might do, even by accident. In essence, a leader's commitment to doing no harm matters more than their commitment to doing great things. Now, like I said, this barrel of sewage story has cropped up as a lesson in a lot of cases that go beyond just simple leadership situations. For instance, sexual predators will try to pass off the barrel of wine with just a little bit of sewage in it as perfectly acceptable. At the same time that they're looking for a target, they also cultivate the people around them to say things like, well, he's a good guy, all the while hoping to drown out the voice of the person who's eventually going to say, that guy's a monster. Personally, I hate the predator for how he makes us all an accomplice to his crime, almost as I hate him for what he does to the victim. Want a less good versus evil application of the barrel of sewage story? Consider the difference between a subjective decision based off of the intuition and experience of a leader and an objective decision that's based strictly on analysis of data of a naturally occurring process. It is astonishing how much objective analysis simply puts a scientific mask on entirely subjective inputs. I mean, look around. How many data analysts are mixing weighted variables that have been provided by the decision maker who asked for the analysis in the first place? No amount of math is going to turn some person's opinion into a fact. But this analytical example highlights an insight into the story of the barrel of sewage. It's not just about good versus bad. In the case of objectivity versus intuition, the key is simply transparency, being open about the contents of the barrel. In fact, it's when we attempt to hide the imperfections that we do the greatest harm. So get out there. I mean, you're not going to be perfect, but if you acknowledge your shortcomings and grow from them, then you're going to be everything we need you to be.